This video should be viewed in conjunction with the booklet Promoting Participation in Everyday Home Activities, which contains a full description of the background and rationale to the approach we shall be showing. As our children grow and learn, we can easily get used to doing almost everything for them, instead of letting them learn to do things for themselves. If our children have disabilities, it may be even more tempting to do this, but exactly the same principles apply. As the booklet explains, allowing children to participate as much as they can will play an important role in promoting their development in many different areas: physical, speech and language, cognitive intellectual, social and emotional, and sensory. Now, let's see some examples of how the principle of child participation can be put into practice. Stuart is one father who is discovering the benefits of encouraging Rose to do things for herself.
Well, because she's our first child as well, instinctively we were just helping her out with everything, and if there was a toy, we would put it close to her or we would give it to her. But now we're trying to challenge her a bit more and to encourage her to do things herself. She does like to play independently, so she likes to basically play with her own toys, and she likes to move herself around down. She's starting to crawl. She moves all around the floor when you put her down, and she'll go to some toys that she likes. We've got different sorts of toys for her to play with, and we've got some good sort of switch toys and stuff like that as well for her to get the cause and effect reactions. With Noah's Ark, we have a membership with them, and they have the switch toys and other toys to help the kids with the special needs. So we've loaned a whole bunch of switch toys to help with her cause and effect, like a library, and then there's a loan period, and then you can bring them back and exchange them for more toys, and that's really good because those toys are very expensive and you can't get them in the stores. They also have a person there that helps you pick out the toys in terms of their development as well, so she's really helpful. So some of the toys that we've got from there, and also the equipment has helped her with her sitting as well, and I think that has really helped with the crawling and stuff like that as well. It's just a question of her building up her strength, and she's really got the determination to do the things herself. You just have to sort of support her to do it. We let her feed herself, trying to do other little bits and pieces to encourage her to sit up and to stand up by herself as well. And we're also trying to encourage her to verbalise and she's doing a bit more babbling, as you can tell. We've used our therapy budget for speech and physio and OT, and we have appointments with them maybe once a fortnight or a few weeks, and they sort of identify things to work on for Rose. And we've also been going to Carson Street as well, which is really helpful for her because that's a bit of an all-in-one sort of session, physio and speech and OT all wrapped into one. She's a lovely little girl. She always really tries hard, and she's very resilient, and she's almost always happy and smiling, isn't she?
Nikki has been following a similar approach with Max. Here, she is encouraging Max to push his arms into the sleeves when dressing.
Push. Good boy. And your other arm. Yeah, good boy. Well done.
And here, instead of handing the rings straight to Max, Nikki places each ring at a different side and height to help Max further develop his reaching and grasping skills.
Wow, good reaching. And 3. Yeah, up high. Hooray, good boy. 4. Good job. Normally daily activities for us is
now that he's learnt to feed himself with a spoon, so we incorporate that on a day-to-day basis with breakfast, lunch and dinner. He tries to feed himself with a spoon, which at times he might do 2 or 3 times and get sick of it, or he'll do the whole meal. So it just depends on what sort of mood he's in. But he's getting stronger and better with that every day, so we encourage that all the time, and it shows that he can help during meal times as well. And I really try and encourage that. Other things is he's obsessed with books and reading, so he'll sit there and turn the pages, but I'm trying to incorporate reading, because if he's reading a book on his own, he'll just sit there and turn the pages, whereas I'm trying to get him to respond back, and so if I'm turning a page, and really get interested in the actual book itself by me reading it to him, and I seem to get a lot of well, when I say words back, it's grunting and stuff like that, to show that he's actually interested in what we're actually doing.
Oh yes, a swing sheep. Turn the page. And here is the slide sheep. Papa.
That takes a little bit of time, and that's improving every day, but yeah, slowly getting there. He enjoys it more. I can see that he's interested. I find that a lot of things, if I'm sort of just doing on my own, within a couple of seconds he'll turn away and want to do something else. But if I get him involved, he is there straight away and he wants to do it. A little thing like Play-Doh, Max has got quite a few sensory issues, and now he'll play with Play-Doh, he'll squeeze it. If I do a lot of hand-over-hand action with him, he thinks that's fantastic. He gets very excited and happy, and so it's just trying to involve him in stuff now that I say 6 months ago he wouldn't have any interest in or wouldn't even care, but now he's growing obviously and he's more aware and wants to be involved in things. So it's just getting him to do those tasks now, as opposed to in the past just watching me how to do it. Normally I need to make sure that there's sort of nothing else around. The TV can't be on, it has to be sort of face to face all the time. I always have to be at his level for him to look at me. Max responds quite well to me and how I vocalise to him. He does a lot of copying that I do. So yeah, for us it's a lot of repetition, going over the same things, and I generally will get a response from him like that if I pretend to sing to him or just do silly sounds or whatever, he seems to copy and respond that way. Max has been doing therapy from 6 months of age really. We have weekly physio appointments, OT appointments, speech appointments, which have been ongoing, and we've seen some huge benefits. He responds really well to his other therapists, and he actually knows when we go there who they are, and responds really well to them. So I've also introduced recently some playgroup type scenarios where he goes to baby sensory classes and music classes. He's obsessed with music, any form of music. I'll sit there and sing to him all day long and he'll think that's fantastic. So trying to get him into that play school environment now, and obviously with Carson Street as well, which is has huge benefits as well. So it's trying to encourage that interaction with other kids that he obviously doesn't get at home, being an only child. So yeah, so it's certainly got huge benefits for Max, and we've seen that from being extremely floppy and having no sort of core strength at all, to now being able to sit unaided on his own, commando crawl on his belly, little things like being able to feed himself. So it's all stuff that has definitely progressed over time, which we're thrilled about. Max loves the TV, so I try and incorporate a bit of physio in that time as well. So he'll either use his walking frame or his standing frame, or we'll do a bit of floor exercises, just to sort of distract him a little bit, but realise he's still being able to sort of have a bit of fun time as well. We also have a bit of sit down, do a bit of posting, and so yeah, I incorporate little OT session, fine motor skills in those everyday sort of tasks as well. yeah, I'm also aware too that, you know, I'm trying to keep that separation with him and just don't want to be the taskmaster all the time. But it just rolls into my day-to-day activity. In my eyes, it's never ending. I just try and incorporate, I just make sure that it's not too full on for him and that we have a bit of playtime and fun with it. Whereas at therapy, it can get quite hard. You know, he can get quite upset at times. And a lot of those times, he's you know, made to do things, even if he doesn't want to, whereas with Mum, I might sort of say, okay, enough's enough, we'll move on, we'll do something else, and just keep it, you know, pretty lighthearted, really.